Hi guys, welcome back. This is video 8 of the Unreal Engine 4 inventory video series. In the last video we had a look at getting the item menu to pop up. We did that by setting an individual slot index integer to each of these buttons. When each of those buttons was clicked, we put together some code to get the item menu to pop up, and we fed in some information from whatever item data structure was present at that array index to feed through to a pickup name and pickup action text, which in turn fed through to these text blocks here. We also set up a simple bit of code just to get the item menu to close if once we press the close button. We set up a simple action complete function which we can use to kind of to trigger all of this to hide everything. We'll come back to using this a bit later on as well. So today's video is going to focus on the toss item button, and we're going to start just with getting the toss item singular menu sorted. So if we have an item that is a singular item, so it doesn't stack, we're going to press the toss item button and we're going to get it to load up the toss single menu. Once this is opened, we'll configure some code for the confirm button and for the close button as well. So what we're going to do first is kind of similar to what we did with the inventory panel. We just want to make sure that if we've pressed this button that the item menu is disabled. Not hidden, but just disabled. So we're going to go into the graph and we're going to create a new Boolean variable, which we'll just call item menu enabled, and we'll set it to be default to be enabled. Just compile that, and if we go into the designer again, just make sure the item menu canvas panel is bound to item menu enabled, so that it will always be enabled by default. Okay, so back in the graph, we need to call our toss item button, the one from the menu. So let's do very similar to what we've already done with the close item menu. We're going to use an on-click event just to get this to trigger. What we'll want to do is when we toss this button, when we press this toss button, we'll want to do a check to make sure that is the item that is in that array, is it a stackable item or is it not a stackable item? We need to do that check because obviously we have two toss menus, the toss single and the toss multi. We need to make sure that we open up the correct one. So it's going to be a very simple check. We're going to grab the game instance to start, and from there we'll grab the inventory. And we want to get a reference, and in terms of the array index that we want, it's that slot clicked that we set up earlier in a previous video. So just hook that up into there, and we want to break the item data. So the property of the item structure that we're looking for is the can stack property. So we're just going to run this up into a conditional check, just run it into a branch, and we're just going to hook that up into there. So we've basically now got two outputs, one for whether it can stack and one for whether it can't. So we're going to start with the menu for if it can't stack, so if it's a singular item. So we're going to run from the false, because can stack is false, which means it can't stack. We're going to run a set visibility node. We're going to run in the toss single menu. There we go. Set that to visible. And we'll run our item menu enabled. We'll set that to be disabled. There we go. So let's just compile that. Let's just give it a quick check to make sure that it is working fine. So if we press play, we've got nothing showing up in the inventory to start with. Let's pick up a singular item. So we have our health pack. we can click on the health pack, and if we click the toss item menu, we can now see that we've got the singular toss item menu coming up here. So we can't actually do anything just yet. So let's go back and make sure that we can get those working. Just a quick check first though. I'm just going to press the letter I and press the letter I again, and you can see that it's showing up that confirm toss menu here. So what we'll want to do is, if we just press I again, let's just escape out of here, just to our action complete code back in the inventory, we're just going to set the visibility again. So I'm just going to press Control W there. I'm just going to set visibility of the toss single, and we'll just set that to hidden as well. And I think just for good measure, we may as well set up the toss multi in here as well. So we'll just grab another copy of that and just hook that up into there and hook that into there. So that's going to just be, again, a nice clean way just to refresh and hide any menus that we don't really need to see. So if we just compile that and just get a quick check again, if we press letter E, letter I, let's just pick that up, and if we go into the toss item menu, if we press the I key just to cancel out of the inventory, you can see that it resets nicely back. So we do have we need to add that as well. We'll need to add to make sure that we enable that menu as well. So similar to what we did with the inventory enabled here, we'll make sure that the item menu is also re-enabled as well. Otherwise, we won't be able to do anything. So there we go. So let's just give that another check just to make sure. Toss item, there we go. Press the letter I. There we go. So everything's kind of reset the way that we want. Okay, cool. So let's jump back into the inventory widget, and we're going to have a look at the functionality for the singular toss item menu. So we have two buttons. The first is going to be the toss single confirm button, and we need to add an on-click method for this. So let's just grab the on-click method for this, and what we want to do is basically grab the item data from before. So we could actually just click and select all of this from what we set up in the toss button. We're going to press Control W just to grab that again, because we want to get what was in that inventory slot there. We don't actually need to break the item data for this, because all we're going to do simply is just remove it. So we're going to, in fact, actually we don't even need the get either. We're just going to simply say remove. So from the array we want to remove the index, and it's going to be a simple matter of just the slot clicked. There we go. And before we finish that, we obviously need to refresh our index as well, refresh our inventory, sorry, because we're removing something. We need to loop back up to here to refresh to make sure that all of the variables get cleared out. So let's just give this a quick check now and see what happens. So if we select this one here and this one here, let's just grab this, and we're going to toss item, and we're going to press confirm, and you can see it gets rid. We just need to close off the menus as well. So what we'll do is we'll do another custom event which will kind of get rid of those off there. So let's just jump back into the inventory widget again. Once we've refreshed inventory, let's have a think how we're going to do this. Let's create let's have a look at the close button, because I think we could do something quite similar to this with the action complete. We could do it with the close, the cancel button as well. So we're just going to run a new event here, toss single cancel button, and all we're going to do with this basically is say that we want to set the visibility of the toss single menu. We're going to reset that to hidden. We need to set the item menu to be enabled again. And what we'll do is we'll run a custom event here, a new custom event, which we'll say, we'll call toss single confirmed. There we go. And basically what we can do is from here we can just run a toss single confirmed again to basically kind of run this bit here. Okay, so let's give that another quick little check there, see if that's working fine. So if we pick up this one here, if we press letter I, let's just try toss and confirm. And oh, we need to we'll need to remove this as well, actually. So in fact, what we can do is, rather than running this, we could actually just run the toss the action complete. So in fact, actually, yeah, let's just get rid of this one here, toss single, because we don't want that one. What we'll run here is actually the action complete. There we go. Because what that will do is, we've got rid of the item anyway, so we can set the visibility of the item menu to be disabled because we don't need it, and we can re-enable all of our inventory menus. So let's just give that a quick check and see if that does exactly what we want to do. There we go. Toss item, confirm. There we go. That's exactly what we want to do. So now we haven't got any items in there. So yeah, that's working pretty good. I think what we'll do is we'll just wrap this video up by just getting the other menu to pop up for the multiple item, the stackable item menu, and then we'll wrap it up there. So we're just going to head back to the toss button event, and we're just going to duplicate the set visibility, and we'll run in the toss multi menu into there and set that to visible, and of course we'll have to disable the item menu as well after that. So just a quick check before we wrap this up, let's go and pick up this menu here, and you can see that we can go to the toss menu and everything is pretty good to go. So let's just stop that there, and what we'll have a look at in the next video is getting the multiple item, the stackable item, setting up a system where we can specify how many items we want to toss away.